welcome back to the All Juve cast, where it's all Juve all the time. I'm Alberto. I'm going to take you through the news surrounding Juventus to December 16th. All right. And of course, it's all transfer news as we continue to gear up and get ready for the winter mercado. That's all it's really going to be until at least the next round of matches, which takes place this weekend. But we will kick it off with Artur, our midfielder. Now, clubs in Italy and abroad are interested in the Brazilian, and there's a lot of teams. PSG is one of them. Arsenal is another. Sevilla also looking at him. And the main thing is, amongst all of this, is that Artur himself is pushing. He is pushing for a move to leave Juventus as soon as possible. So there you have it. He is clearly not in Max's plans, and Artur's wanting to leave. Arsenal's also apparently intensifying contacts for Dejan Kulusevski. So Kulusevski generating interest. Aaron Ramsey will most likely join a Premier League club on a loan, which will leave Juventus most likely paying that salary. As again, that was reported yesterday of what Ramsey is asking for, which is essentially a severance on his departure. Now, the one thing is Juventus is looking to move two midfielders. McKennie was a name that's being thrown around there because of the interest he could generate. This is going to be very, very interesting little window because if Ramsey leaves, which Juventus will most likely cut ties with, so any loan possibility, anything for Ramsey, Juventus is still paying and losing ultimately in that move. Artur can generate some type of move, potentially a swap, which is good. But McKennie has a lot of value and generates good interest from clubs. So it'll be interesting to see what happens because the next piece of the puzzle is Rovella, because now Juventus is opening up discussions with Genoa on bringing back Rovella in January. So maybe potentially you do get an extra midfielder moving out if Rovella is one coming back. But it's going to be interesting to see, even with Kulusevski. Ultimately, you can't move all these guys. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I still say not a lot is going to happen in January, but Ramsey will most likely go and potentially another player who's pushing for the move out. So the rumors about McKennie being one of the players out, I just can't see that happening, to be honest. I think it's going to be Artur and Ramsey since they are on the outs with Max and the club. So I see those two being options as leaving, which would make obviously guys like Rabiot, McKennie all safe. If we can pull Rovella back, that's fantastic. But earlier on in the season, I like the way he's progressing. I like what he's doing at Genoa. But now you have to ask yourself the question, if we're going to lose two guys, bring somebody in. Bringing Rovella back does nothing against our transfer fees, right? We own him. So there would be a little bit of a deal worked out just to pull on the loan contract sooner. But good move, good player who's doing quite well. Can't wait to hear all your thoughts on Rovella. Pull him back now or let him continue to grow. What do you guys think? Now we continue to move now into the strikers. Okay, so Aubameyang, okay, and Martial have been put forth to Juventus as options, apparently, okay. Now they both have high salaries, which doesn't really suit Juventus, okay. Vlahovic to Juventus is far too complex. Nothing's going to happen there in January. We've known this for quite some time. Plan B seems to be Scamacca and Martial. Now, Sassuolo will not sell Scamacca in the winter, okay. There are now possibilities that Martial could be the arrival in January, and Scamacca could possibly also enter the mix in the summer because Vlahovic, it may not take place. And now there are other teams jumping in for Vlahovic. Okay, so Vlahovic could be heading elsewhere because there are a lot of teams interested for him. So it'll be interesting to see what develops there as Man City are just one of the teams going after him. So he's going to generate that interest from those top clubs. Okay. And as far as the strikers go there, a 6-month loan for Martial is what is basically being put forward to Juventus. So 6-month loan for Martial gets you into the summer. Alvaro Morata, it just seems will not be purchased by Juventus. There's no way. And I think that's pretty evident in what we're getting. And I just don't see it happening. We remember last season Pirlo talking about Morata and how emotional he is and streaky he is, and the mentality and how much that plays a part in Morata. And I think this whole scenario and the future being uncertain for him is probably what's affecting him so much, because he has been shades of himself last year. I mean, last year he finished with 20 goals, all competitions, and this year he's missing some sitters. So, yeah, who knows? But that's what it looks like right now, and all the news surrounding Juventus. Okay, so Martial seems to be picking up a lot of steam. Arthur and Ramsey, top two midfielders for going out, and now Juventus potentially looking at trying to get Rovella back in January. These are all the main talking points circulating around Juventus this morning. The last one is that the club are no longer planning to move on with Alexandro and Rugani. This summer marks the end of their tenures with Juventus. Thoughts on that, Juventini? And again, don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, you'll get your tactics and preview for the match against Bologna this weekend. All right. Until then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus.